All right, it seems like we might have a dumpster fire brewing in Baltimore. The Ravens seem to be completely a mess right now on the inside, and it's not just the quarterback contract issue with Lamar Jackson. There's a lots of other stuff going on. Comments from the GM, the release of the NFLPA's team rankings, and there seems to be a growing divide between the players and the coaching staff and front office, which is never good to have. Honestly, it's quite shocking. The Ravens have been a super solid organization since moving to Baltimore. They've been kind of the top tier in the league of what a good organization is. People think John Harbaugh is one of the best coaches in the league. He's as solid as they come, but now we're starting to see it all crack, and it could all come crumbling down for Baltimore. But let's head on to what the GM said. Eric DeCosta drew some serious ire from wide receiver Rashod Bateman after he made some comments at the NFL Combine that just really weren't great. So DeCosta went and said, he was asked about his wide receivers, why have they struggled to get good wide receivers after drafting them? And he said, it's a challenging position to evaluate in different ways. If I had an answer to that, means I probably would have some better receivers. I guess. We keep trying. I think there's a lot of things that go along with that position. Sometimes it's tied to the quarterback, and I think it's tied to things like durability. It's tied to a lot of things. We're going to keep swinging. There have been some guys that have been successful players for us that were draft picks. We've never really hit on that all-pro type of guy, which is disappointing, I would say. But that's not for a lack of effort. Now, those comments were not taken well by wide receiver Rashod Bateman, and I get it. It's an honest answer to the question, but you can't really call it. Well, we haven't hit on any all-pro guys like that. You can't call out your team like that, man. These guys have been trying. They've all been getting hurt. So Rashod Bateman really went off here on DeCosta. Now, he did kind of backtrack it off a little bit, but here's what he had to say. In a now deleted tweet, he did delete the tweet. He did apologize shortly after, but man, this was some hot fire coming in from him. How about you play to your players' strengths and stop pointing the finger at us? And number 8, blame the one that you let do this. We take the heat 24/7 and keep us healthy, care about us, and see what happened. Ain't no promises, though. Tired of y'all lying and capping on players for no reason. Now, that was not great from who's considered your number one wide receiver in Baltimore. Now, did any current Ravens players chime in? No, but Hollywood Brown, who was just traded to the Cardinals this past offseason, took a screenshot, commented, posted, said, let this man cook. So he seems to agree with this. Now, he was one of those maligned wide receivers that the Ravens had drafted. And this comes on the heels of the release of the NFLPA's evaluation. They interviewed all 1,300 players, I think that's everybody, on what the status was of their organization, certain things within the team, and the Ravens got absolutely crushed for their strength and conditioning, and this could answer a lot of things. The Ravens have been one of the most injured teams over the past few seasons, and it was not good. Carl Davis, so here's the release. They got an F- from their strength coaches. Did good on locker room and team travel. Pretty bad on treatment of families. Not good in the weight room, but the F- for strength coaches. Obviously, that was worse than the leagues. Carl Davis Jr. tweeted and he said, I was deaf a victim of the strength coaches, 2 labrums and multiple pec strains, and he wasn't the only one. Bam Bradley tweeted 5 months post ACL, unsuccessfully doing the same leg workouts as people with healthy knees, never sits right with me, ruined me. And then came receiver Quincy Abajeo, I butchered that name, I'm sure, who also blamed the staff for ruining his career. There's a lot of guys in the NFL have come out, and these are not good doctors. They said the NFL training staffs have not been up to par to what they need to be in the modern game, and a lot of teams have had issues with that. I know the Vikings had an issue with their ex-trainer. They ranked in the tops after replacing that trainer. So there's a lot of guys unhappy with training staffs, and I get it. Injuries happen. You're not happy you can't play. You're not happy you recovered the right way. But Byron Jones from the Dolphins just came out and said he can't jump anymore because he was shot up in his knees. He's taking the shots. Don't listen to him. The trainers don't know what they're doing. They're way too aggressive. They don't care about you. So this seems to just be a complete disaster across the entire NFL. But the Ravens now locker room turmoil is really starting to get to them. And the biggest question hanging over their head is the Lamar Jackson situation. They don't have a quarterback right now. He wants a massive guaranteed contract. They want him to play in Baltimore, but they don't want to give him this contract. So nothing seems to be sitting right with the Ravens. Nobody seems to be happy. And this thing has the makings of a complete explosion, blow up in their face. They either give Lamar too much money, he gets hurt, he can't play, or they don't pay Lamar, they don't have a quarterback, and everything falls apart in Baltimore. So I really don't know which way this thing is going to go. This has been an outstanding organization, and it looks like they could be staring of the precipice and go over the cliff and have a really long rebuild ahead of them. It's an interesting time in Baltimore. We're going to be keeping tracks of all of this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Again, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share this video with your friends, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.